Corner. That bother you is that there is a lot of motherfuckers at that level that can do something about it. The Congress can do something. The Attorney General can do something. All these people can do something, but ain't doing nothing. I mean, and you can talk about it all you want to. You can talk about it all you want to. Most of this shit happened on Obama watch, nigga. While we had a black president, a black attorney general, and everything, nigga, and they killing blacks, and then now one of them say nothing.
Right. And
nothing.
No, they didn't say anything. Kind of like our conversation the other day. See how they have it set up, man. You have, a set. Most of these influential black folks or bourgeoisie black folks or
boule, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, boule. They have, signed up to basically be apolitical in most situations, and most certainly not have anything to say, when it comes to racial, scenarios or racial racial tensions, racial killings, racial soldiers. They're 100% mute off the situation, and I think it just took it to another level when you got a situation where, a brother is like, you get pulled over by the law, they at your window, and they was like, the brother's like, yo, I got a firearm in the vehicle. I got a license for it. Whatever, right? So then you have the police. You offer this information. Then they ask for the credentials. You reach to get the credentials, and they kill you. in front of your kid, in front of your baby with the, you know, I mean, and you know, let him bleed out. So, does it even fucking matter?
No.
Does it even matter that you got a damn, you know, gun license that you spend? I mean, I hear people saying, you know, oh, black people need to get on. You know, black people need to get on. You know, we need to get on. We need to do this. We need to do that. But nigga, we just seen in a situation, a non-violent situation, a random pullover, a random stop. You know, a random pullover and a random stop where, you know, you follow all the directions and your ass get murked. So it's like, I mean, does this shit even matter that you getting your ass a damn license now? I mean, I even go as far as say, even if you do get a license and you end up you end up knocking somebody off, nigga, they probably still be trying to convict your ass, man, if you black.
Yeah.
I think what this does is ultimately highlight the fact that, like, look, nigga, you ain't, I don't give a fuck what these laws are, you know, even if you do got a gun, you know, with a license, you know, that don't mean shit. This is gonna be the example. So I think it's just that fear that, you know, that they trying to push, man. You're gonna see more shit. And, you know, what can we say to Trump? Because Obama sat up in that bitch for 8 years.
They did nothing.
And didn't do shit and didn't say anything.
Trump got a carte blanche card, bro. For real, he can do whatever he want to do, man.
But see, oh yeah, right. Because the you know, we said nothing about the previous administration, the black man.
That's right. You didn't say nothing about him.
So I mean,
he gonna highlight it soon.
And the only thing we was like, oh well, he don't gotta say nothing as long as he black. You know, that's good for us, man. Fuck that, bro.
Bullshit, bro.
Fuck that bullshit.
I told my dad, my nigga, if we elect him, and within the first year he don't tell you what's going on with Martin Luther King, with Marcus Garvey, with all these black powerful people that have been taken away from us time after time after time again, and ain't no explanation. Right. If the top man can't find out, that nigga ain't shit. If he the president, he can't find out and tell a nigga what's going on, oh man, you ain't shit, bro. And if you found out and would tell a nigga, you really ain't shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Real talk. Hip hop got Obama elected. Obama pimped hip hop. You know, got the upper echelon of hip hop to get him on in there, and then didn't do shit, you know, for the people. And you look at Trump on contrast, and maybe not even perhaps on contrast, he did the same shit, but just used the white trash. Right? He just tapped that. He tapped them on the shoulders and got them motherfuckers to come on up at the trailer parks and all that kind of shit, you know, and vote for him. You know, real talk.
And it's really about, you know, igniting this race thing. Because as long as there's a race thing going on, they got you. See, that's the trap. Once you say I'm black, I'm African American, I'm whatever you claim, they got you. You in this system. You say I'm gonna abide. I'm gonna do it. That's the problem. That's what I don't like about the current system. That's why I want to get the national card. That's why I want to do something different than because even saying I'm black plays into their racism and their slavery. Even saying you're not. They just gave you that term. Yeah, these black, this whole crap, this shit is just a term. So this black shit, do you think they were saying black 500 years ago? No, hell no.
Was they identifying anybody, you know, with colors 500?
Black or, no, it wasn't.
No, maybe, you know, so.
Because it's not enough colors or hues to name everyone. Why would you do it for 2 or 3? You feel me? That's the problem. That's what all lies at. To give somebody just a basic color to their race, to generalize their race, is the trap. That's the assumption. And if you fall up under that assumption, you end up. Yeah. That's the matrix.
You know, we just gotta pull back. And we just gotta pull back from a lot of shit.
That's what I was trying to say, bro. You got
pull
a
back.
whole bunch of shit. We gotta reprogram ourselves.
Right. We got, you know, on so many levels. But, you know, I think the very first level, you know, since, you know, everything is, you know, based, you know, from a financial, you know, perspective nowadays, you know, we really got to look at and see, you know, what we invest in our time, you know, and our money in, you know, right? So I was listening to Dr. Umar Johnson earlier. He put his documentary out there. I hate when these brothers be putting their documentaries out, because I hope, I hope maybe he feeling some, nobody promised the next day, but I just, I like it, but I don't like it when they put it out. But in it, he was saying that he was like, what hurt him the most, it was brothers that he knew,
Hey, stop jumping into that.
and go on a 90-minute rant, about him and some jump off, you know what I'm saying, that he some jump off he had, just over a 3-day period. And they take everything she's saying, and now the whole plot was just simply to circumvent what he was trying to do with the school. It was going to help all black people. So and what he was saying was that, like, look, y'all asking me and trying to check him about $700,000 funky ass dollars, which ain't gonna buy no kind of school. But he was like, nigga, did you check the motherfucking McDonald's where you spent X amount of millions? You know, Ed? Did you check the career? Did you check Nike and Michael Jordan where you spent over $250 million? On Michael Jordans? Did you do a check on that? You know what I mean? Did you do a check on her where we spent over X amount of millions of dollars, just on hair? Did we ask the Koreans, hey, where's our fucking piece? We spent all this money on Chinese food and Asian food. Are we asking them and charging them up like, hey, what the fuck y'all doing with our money? See, I don't know if it's a sickness or what, man, but it's just like, as long as niggas ain't doing shit, that's cool. But as long any time a brother is trying to get up and do something to galvanize the people, or not necessarily, or even for the youth, man, this shit is for the youth. If you got a personal issue against me, all right, cool, but don't try to circumvent what the brother doing to try to help out, nigga. Your damn kids is getting brainwashed by these damn white folks that you sending them to every damn day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like almost like a sickness that niggas don't want to see niggas do nothing.
Oh, it's for sure a sickness. Oh, it's for sure a sickness.
It's a psychosis, bro. I mean, niggas don't want to see, and see, it ain't, niggas just don't want to see black males, straight up heterosexual, alpha black males take that torch and do that shit. People got a problem with it anytime that's happening. They got a problem with it anytime some shit like that is happening. So yeah, we gotta take a huge step back and just see what the fuck are we really doing.
I mean, we, at the end of the day, like I was
where are we going?
You got problems when you know that the education system ain't doing nothing. You got problems when you know they don't care about the education system. It's all apparent when you can tell that an NBA player or NFL player makes 10 to 20 times as much as a teacher makes. Now, I'm not saying they should get paid. I'm not saying that they don't provide entertainment and provide, sponsorships and all. I'm not saying they shouldn't get paid. I'm not saying that athletes should get paid. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, how do you take the real superstars, the people that teach us every day, that make us who we are as an intelligent race, as an intelligent country, right? And lowball them. And lowball them. And expect the education to be anything but lowball. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Why would a teacher come in and give all of their ingenuity and their creativity and their initiative and they get paid $30,000? While this student that they teaching that's talking crazy to him in the classroom go to school to play football and talking on the school on TV about, yeah, Miss Johnson, you said I wasn't gonna be nothing. Right. In your face. Right. In your face. You feel me? Right. And she taught him how to say in your face. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. That's what all and it's that swimming pool syndrome. I call it the swimming pool syndrome. You see it, you know it's a problem. You know it's pee in the pool. But you jump in anyway. Right. You jump in anyway, and you're positive it's pee in the pool. You're positive that they're not doing nothing they're supposed to do at school. But we put our child on the bus every day for an 8-hour stint of it. Mm-hmm. Every day. And you get about, what we talk about an hour, 2 hours every evening.
Right.
To kind of debrief them and get something in from your point of view. That's a hard hill to climb, brother.
See, and and that's the gap. That's the gap because a good portion of America is all working, right?
Now
let's take example, for the schools. Now you take a school, let's take Carter High School or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, we can even take a middle school. Let's just say, I ain't even use a name. Let's just say a middle school under the DISD umbrella, and let's take the same middle school from a Frisco ID umbrella, and let's put a camera, on each one of these students,
right,
and let's see
the difference.
Let's see which each one is going through every day. Right? Let's see the fucking contrast.
That's a good project. We should go.
Let's look at the damn contrast. Michael Moore, he did some shit. He had a documentary he put out. It's an old joint, man. I think it's something like where do we fight next, or where to war next, or something to that effect. So he started off in the schools. And then he was showing what the hell they was eating. He showed what the hell our kids was getting fed in U.S., for lunch. Nigga, and he showed what the hell they was eating in France. Did you see that?
They was eating gourmet shit, nigga.
Nigga, they was eating better than most people.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, I saw it. I remember that shit. I was like, what the
Did you see that? So
kids eat steak.
Yeah, so they're getting, they got a system set up where these are real chefs in culinary school preparing these meals for these kids.
Yeah.
Right? And then what blew it over the top for me is that when he poured out that soda.
Yeah, they said, what is that?
They was like, what's that?
What is that?
Yeah, like he was like, you don't know what he was like, nah, we don't know.
I trade you your
water.
Yeah.
For your Coke.
For a Coke. You want Coke?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Had none of he only got a couple of them to drink.
They were eating vegetables like they were beautiful, like
right,
yum,
right.
Wow, I don't want the They were talking about eating carrots and broccoli and shit. I'm like,
yeah. So it's. I mean, he went to that, and then he went to the education. And what was really surprising to me, was that when you start looking at colleges, bro, like. Here in the U.S., you're gonna pay 50, 60, 70 a year for tuition. 50, 60, 70,000. Rather a year for tuition. But most places in the world, college tuition is free. So I mean, so you look at this and you look at all these kind of things and like, well, what is all of this about? What is this all about, right? I mean. Even if you go to college, right, and you got the parents and you got the money, right, and you go to 4 years, you get your 4-year degree, right, you can balance out and fall off average, but most people are getting loans, bro. Most people are getting loans, man.
Yeah, not just regular loans. I know. They get loans that take them 10, 12 years to pay back. And the bad part about it is that what they were advertised when they went in to get the degree, that the market looks like this, the market looks like that. They don't tell them. They don't tell them that in the 4 years it's gonna take you to get this degree. This market can change so drastically.
It's gonna change.
That your degree may be obsolete when you get it, and most are. Especially in IT, and that's one of the biggest degrees you can get, a computer science degree. Once you get a computer science degree, by the time you have earned the baccalaureate degree, even if you get the top of your class, right? You at the top of your class. Right. By the time you get to the workforce, you got to get another certification. Right. You got to get 2 more certifications because it's already ramped up 2 more levels. So you got
to ask yourself, like, what is all of this about?
It's about the money.
What is this in the U.S.? What are they? It's almost like you're getting screwed with the food. You're getting screwed with the finances. You're getting screwed, with the law. And I'm speaking everybody on this perspective. If you black, shit, Yeah, you know that goddamn grip is even tighter. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like I gave you that scenario,
it's an illusion though.
We all in the blender.
It's an illusion.
We all in the damn blender.
It's an illusion. Let me explain what it is. The whole big plan is if we pay out $93 trillion this year, we want to get back $186 trillion. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever we give out in payroll, because that's real money they got to pay out. Mm-hmm. That's a debt. The payroll for the country is a debt. That's why you pay the FICA. It's a debt that they have to go get that money to go give you. Right? And but what they want to make sure of is that when they give you that 93 trillion, you give back double that. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they make sure that your health care is high as hell. The things you need most is high as hell. Mm-hmm. And they
which in most countries is free, by the way.
Yes, they make every holiday possible to give gifts. Every holiday possible, and we fall right into it. And then we go for Thanksgiving, we go spend $200-300 for groceries for the meal that day. You know, for that one day. You feel me? For Christmas, niggas spend $1,500-1,600 for Christmas. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So just on Christmas holiday, they give back what they pay out alone. Right. They touch that alone on Christmas. Right. They get the other half during the year. Right. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Columbus Day, President's Day, Martin Luther King Day, Juneteenth, 4th of July, Cinco de Mayo. You can run through the gamut. It's about 45 different holidays they want you to spend extra money. Now, we're not talking about school supplies. We're not talking about school clothes. We're not talking about the necessities at all. They're going to get that regardless. So the idea is we are making money off of them. If we have to borrow $93 trillion to pay them, we are going to recoup that, get it back, and we're going to surplus that $93 trillion. We use that in our different programs, war, reconstructing Iraq, whatever it is we got to do. And we ain't got to worry about if we really need Congress approval. Yeah, real talk.
For black folks, you know what I mean?
I didn't explain that. I'm sorry. Good. You said it gets tighter on us. The vice is tighter on black people. Right. You said it's an illusion. The illusion is because, for some odd reason, we are the least of the money holders. We hold the least money of all of the groups, but we spend the most. We give it back frivolously. $250 pair of Jordans, rims on a car that's less than the rims you bought, systems that hurt your ears and you gotta go get hearing aids by the time you're 45. Right. We do things that make no sense because we have no education about money.
Because it's a difference between wealth, right? It's a difference between wealth, and just having a check.
Yeah,
or getting a check.
Education.
And the thing is, with us, we can build it. We just have to start building and start, investing, in the right and correct avenues.
Education.
And so the thing is, they can pay an NFL player or an NBA player millions of dollars. They can do that for the simple fact they know most of them, they're just going to give that money back. They're not going to
like that.
And they're not allowed to. They can't say it, but I'm gonna say it. But they're not allowed to go back and, nigga, if I'm all three of us, on a team, right? Like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna take, a meal. I'm gonna take 2 meals. You take 2 meals. You take 2 meals. We're gonna have 6 million. We're gonna just create a whole. Dr. Umar trying to create a school. He trying to, beg black folks to donate for this school. But you got NBA players that got millions on multi-millions. So, right, so check it. You get two. We start our own school.
That's right.
But they don't let them do that. They're not allowed to do that. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. Think about it, bro. Why the fuck hasn't it been one? Why is it not one already?
Because they selfish, bro. They have been indoctrinated into that white system, that risk reward system. If you risk all of this we're giving you, this type of lifestyle that we're affording you, to be around us at these parties, to be around us at these golf clubs and private colonial clubs that you couldn't even get into because you ain't got the right heritage. Forget that you're black. It don't matter that you're black. Some white people can't get in here. We got you in here. And you can decide if you want to be Martin Luther Johnson or do you want to be part of this group. What do you want? Because you can't choose both of them. Yeah. And they give them those options. Yeah. And most dudes who ain't came from nothing got a family looking at them like, man, we enjoying this, Pops.
Yeah. So they're not gonna do anything.
No, they're not.
They're not gonna do anything. And niggas, and
Jordan is the prime example.
Yeah, and Jordan was most certainly apolitical.
He's a resistor of it. Yeah,
with Jordan could have been, and all the ones that came prior to him was counting on him to like, look, take this damn torch, and start speaking out on this bullshit. But Jordan stayed apolitical, man. That's why he could get what he got, because he wasn't making any waves. He wasn't speaking out about shit. You know what I mean? He wasn't speaking out about, anything. And you can't, I'm not knocking Jordan over the head because people,
when you look at Jordan's face, you can tell Jordan dealing with demons. He dealing with stuff that bothers him.
Well, yeah, you can look at all their eyes, and a lot of them eyes, and see what they dealing with, and dealing with some things. I mean, because everything is about perception. I was reading even in the book $40 Million Slave. Talk about Jordan and his transition, out of the league and into trying to transition to ownership with the Bobcats. He did all this shit and brought all this revenue, to the Bobcats, and that kind of thing, for this white owner with the whole intentions and the hopes of, owning the team. Shit, after a minute, the white boy say, hey, yeah, I'm done with you. We don't need you no more. So even Jordan got fired. So even, if you just look at it, at a whole, man, he could have easily spoke out, and on several occasions, and just created that avenue. So now a lot of this speaking out is scripted. Shout out to the boy Colin Kaepernick. Look what he did. Now he can't even get a job.
Yes.
Right. But this is the thing. Colin Kaepernick ain't tripping on no damn paper.
No.
He got money.
No.
He got money.
So all of them can make that statement.
Right, that's bro. That's what I'm saying.
They give it a choice. You got a choice.
Right.
You can do it if you want to. You can step up and be the savior that they want you to be. And I bet you don't play another down in this league.
Right. And just think if 100 players did it.
Right.
Oh, it wouldn't be no talk.
No.
It wouldn't be anything they could do.
No. And it would stop.
It would stop.
It would stop because now your game's getting affected because 100 of these dudes ain't playing no more.
Right.
Yeah.
And shit, they coming to see us anyway.
But this is what it really boils down to, and this is what I think when we first get on face to face, we're gonna touch this topic. It's fear.
We're streaming live.
It's fear. It's fear of it's the same fear that the regular Joe has when he has to get up in the morning and he don't want to go to work, but he gotta go. Okay? He gotta go. This boss of his is getting on his nerves, taking all the credit. He's not giving him any. He can't even get advancement, like a regular person. He's hating the job, but he cannot not go to the job because the bills must get paid. If you think you can sit at the house, not go do something, right? You're mistaken. So they got you in that trap. Most people that have a job are afraid to lose it. They are afraid to stand up. Man, jobs are so hinky and
people are not.
You can have a live rape happen at the job.
No,
and people would not speak out in fear of losing their job for being part of something. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. The only time I seen folks take a stand is back in the Gap. I worked at this particular company, And at this time, I was entry level at this company, and I don't know, probably about a couple of hours within the shift, I see all the leaders at that particular time, come out of meeting. All of them was looking crazy, and shit like that, right? And they all started passing out, these documents. You know what I mean? And I was on the phone, my customer and shit like that. My supervisor, we had pretty good, rapport. But, she just pushed the shit on my desk and kept it chopping. I'm like, okay.
No explanation.
No explanation, no nothing. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck is this? So, I'm talking to the customer, whatever, about to, wrap the call up. I'm looking at the paper. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking, it was a short paragraph. And I'm like, it was like, we're sorry, inconvenience. We might not be getting a paycheck. What the fuck? So, and by the time I got off the phone, you could see everybody else on that same, everybody else had the same reaction that I was having, and they was like, wait a minute, niggas started throwing the headsets out. They was like, fuck this shit, man, we ain't gonna have our checks, because it was payday, nigga.
Yeah, it's time.
They was like, you ain't gonna have our check. Oh, fuck this, nigga, and all at once. So first, niggas was up off the phones at first. Nigga, it was just like a ruckus, cause niggas was off the phone. So niggas went from off the phones, my nigga, to out in the parking lot, my nigga. Niggas was out in the parking lot, music blasting. Nigga, I swear to God, bro, it was only about three agents on the phone. And we talking at this time, nigga, it was at least 200 people on the phones at this particular time. So nigga, you had 200 people outside, bro. 200 people outside saying, fuck this shit. Nigga, we ain't doing shit until we chilling on this goddamn clock until y'all get us these motherfucking checks. You know what I mean? And then in the little document or whatever, they were saying we might not be getting checks until that next week. So niggas was like, oh, we ain't working, fuck this shit, fuck you. Niggas got up, shut that shit down. Niggas had shit, nigga, I was saying about like 4 hours, nigga, they was cutting checks, homeboy. Oh, yeah. Then 4 hours they was cutting checks, and shit was back in order. So it can be done. It can be done, but it's just in terms of, the rug has to already get pulled from up under us. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta already feel it.
Yeah, because it impacted everybody. Yeah. So galvanizing the people, man, it's, especially us, bro, it's difficult because you just got different layers. You know what I mean? You got different layers. I mean, and then a lot of us hate each other. We hate ourselves. We hate ourselves.
You don't know how deeply that hate goes for some people. You don't know how deep their
it's a self-hatred.
Their misunderstanding goes. You don't know how deep somebody is lost. And so at the end of the day, you have to have to ease everybody to their level at a different time. You know what I mean? Some people are going to reject some of the stuff you talk about. Some of the people are going to reject, that these people not teaching your kids nothing. Some people think the public system is great because their kids are doing great in it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't tell them anything. They kids get straight A's.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? How can you tell them now that this messed up? You feel
messed up when it's...
I'm one of the people, dude. I make straight A's. I ain't make no B's. I ain't do none of that. So at the end of the day, I'm one of the people that make straight A's but felt like they didn't teach me nothing. I ain't learned that till I went overseas in the Marine Corps.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Then I started seeing life for real. I started seeing real, deception. You know what I'm saying? Real lies. Real misleading. I was like, wow, this is a normal thing. Yeah. This is the way life is for normal people. This is how it's supposed to be.
Right, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, listen. When I talk about the swimming pool syndrome, I ain't talking about just 1 or 2 people. I'm talking about the whole country is that way. Right now, if you send everybody a free pass to Wet n Wild, they have to set up days. Yeah. Knowing that 10,000 people finna pee in that water. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that water finna be toxic. I don't care what you think you got put in there. Right. It's a sewer.
It's a mind control.
But they don't even blink an eye, bat an eye. They jump in, open their eyes, spit it out. They do all of that.
Bro, just like it's mind control. Just like religion can have folks so tied up where they're not gonna do this and not do that because they think they finna go to hell and and burn. Oh, I'm not gonna go to heaven if I'm if I'm moving this way or or doing that kind of thing. But the dude that you're listening to, is breaking all kind of. He's doing the exact opposite. Of the things that he should be doing and executing.
You don't know 90% of his sermon is about him. You don't even know it though.
Right.
Yeah. He's talking about women dressing in the church and how they supposed to dress and how they supposed to tithe and all of that. He's talking to you about he needs some money, his bills are due, and he's looking at Miss Johnson in that tight dress and she sure is looking good. And he don't know how else to get that across. Right. So at the end of the day, a lot of these preachers are just, that's why the Bible would say a preacher gonna get into heaven like a camel will get through the eye of a needle. It just won't be that simple for them. It just won't be that simple for them. And at the end of the day, they know it. Right. They know it. That's why you can consign most preachers to crooks. Because they already know they're not gonna make it to heaven. There's no way you can mislead souls and get through to God. It don't work that way. And you can't honestly tell me that 90% of these preachers are preaching to save souls. They not. They get up there in their pulpit and they talk about whatever it needs to talk about to get you to get that money out your pocket.
This is a money thing, and I think black folks, we gotta understand that, especially when you start dealing with religion, you're dealing with energies, man. I mean, all these things. I mean, these are energies. These are polarities. Energies are androgynous. I mean, male and female. If you want to label them, I mean, you can't really put any part. If you want to, you got to say that they're both. Yeah, they know how to tap. The thing is, it's just about knowing how to tap into these energies and just using the law of attraction. And this is what black folks, have to understand. Spirits, being spiritual. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, there's nothing wrong, with going to church. If that's what you want to do, and being amongst, the brethren.
However you get your spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good thing. But my issue, with the churches is that, and hey, y'all need to holler at me, if y'all got some churches, that's speaking on these things. But I haven't sat in one that's talking about high fructose corn syrup, and how that's, impacting, creating negative impacts or a negative wave on the black community, with diabetes, high blood pressure, MSG. They're not even talking about, those kind of things, right? Just those simple, the shit that they're putting in the water. You know what I mean?
Just basic nutrients at church.
Yeah, let's educate.
Basic nutrients at church.
Now, I mean, I think some churches, I think, they have some things where, they'll talk about eating, and that kind of thing. But see, that's safe.
Yeah.
That's safe. You know what I mean? Because, that preacher don't have no, that preacher don't have no, it's not going to be any conflict of interest. When you start talking about, the eating, that kind of thing. But if I'm a preacher and I start saying shit like, hey, y'all need to stop drinking Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb, all that Walmart no-name brand shit, so what? It's gonna be a problem.
You took some brands off the market.
You got some problems.
Yeah, now you in my pocket. Now you in Mr. White Man pocket, and that's a problem. Then they come mess with your tax documents. They come do with all that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so none of the preachers don't do that. That's why TD Jakes continues to get more and more property in society. And when I mean property, I mean shows, movies, churches. He's got like 12 churches now, bro. 12 Potter houses.
Well, and how did he get that? Who did he tap into to get it? See, again, law of attraction. Understand the people. See, he understood that.
Congregation got that.
He understood.
All them people think it's for him.
He understood that. Okay, it's an attack on the black male. They got all the males locked up. So we got nothing but the sisters, our wonderful queens out here. So he just tapped into the queens. Woman thou art loose, and that kind of thing. A lot of sisters out here hurting, a lot of single women, a lot of dumbass niggas doing our queens, the wrong type of way, and it's hurting them, and it was a lot of pain, and he tapped into that. Yeah. He tapped into that. I mean, if we start televising his shows, nigga, it was nothing but women the majority of women in the congregation.
Yeah,
So, you know, he was able to tap into that and monetize that shit. You know, now he's a multi-millionaire. Maybe a billionaire. And I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying, let's start calling this shit out for what it is, man. How can we have?
Okay, well, sorry, but I am though. I'm knocking that.
Well, no, but this is what I'm saying.
Man of God and bankroll billions.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Bankroll. Okay, bankroll your billions, but I'm saying if you bankroll your billions, that shit should be funneled back to the brothers and sisters that can't get jobs, brothers and sisters that got felonies and and that kind of shit, trying to re-enter back or reintegrate back in society, if that's what you want to call it, they giving a nigga no type of avenue. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, y'all should be able to create. If y'all have the monies and they have a platform that they have, man, they should be able to create, these type of avenues, where, brothers and sisters got somewhere to come back to, in a platform to build on. I mean, and that's just non-fucking existing. Anything associated with helping black people, man, it's like, motherfuckers don't want to deal with it. I was listening to Willie D last night. He talking like, man, fuck it, I'm about to cancel this show.
What?
Yeah, I mean, because he's like, man, I'm putting out this content, obviously, he got a team, a marketing team, that people he got to employ, and come out of his pocket and that kind of thing. And I told you how YouTube started, they sliced, we was talking about yesterday, how, they started, fucking with the monetization and that kind of thing. So, and you having to change your whole content, people ain't really donating. And he was saying, like, hey, well, I'm from the Ghetto Boys. Ghetto Boys got millions of fans, which they do. Right. So he was thinking, like, he ain't thinking, he can get millions of dollars, but, certainly, a little something to keep it going on, because he is, bringing information to the people. But black people don't want to get behind that shit, man, because, a lot of us just comfortable in a motherfucker, man. We comfortable in our 3,000 foot, houses, cribs, and you know what I mean, and in jobs, and you know what I mean, and couple dollars in the bank, and you go shopping and go on vacation and that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. When that shit started getting snatched, and and that shit started becoming a problem, then motherfuckers will want to galvanize and do some shit. Straight up.
Back to the TJ. When you look at Dallas is like number 4 on the homeless list with homeless people. You understand what I'm saying? If you go over there in South Dallas, bro, this is a whole under the bridge city of homeless people. Hundreds of them. There's so many the police can't do nothing about.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
This dude is estimated to be worth $150 million, brother. Mm-hmm. $150 million. You're a preacher. You can't take 5 of them millions and make sure them people got somewhere to go. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? See, in your city where you have raised all of this money, right? Mm-hmm. Your capital is to that point. You are amassing it at this point. Mm-hmm. It's almost to the point of gluttony. It's almost to the point to a deadly sin. You know what I'm saying? Forget that just a regular sin. It's almost to the point of a deadly sin. And all you need to do is take maybe 5 or 6 million that you got. Mm-hmm. Not even the whole 150 million. 5 or 6 million, and take the people off the streets. Think you gonna do that?
Nah, he's not gonna do it. See, my heart, going to that homeless thing, and that touches a lot. And that touches me a certain kind of way, because, again, you definitely have situations, households, and, not just even individuals, in situations where, being homeless can be a problem, or, can be, on the forefront. Now, the thing is, they got programs. They got these, type of things, you can get into, especially if you got a family.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to be out, in the streets. Most of these motherfuckers you see out in the streets is hustling. That's a nigga, they might hustle and get $300-400 a day. That's more than most people get at the job. Yeah. If you're at the right spot, in the right location, in about 8 hours, you can make you about $200-300.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And the reason why is because you'll get different amounts. $1 here, $5 here. Yeah. Somebody might bless you and give you 20. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's all the fuck you got to do. And again, it just depends on the type of level, the type of level of life that you're trying to live. So motherfuckers are taking that and turn that into a hustle.
Full business. I know some panhandle people that file taxes. It's a job.
Yeah, it's a job.
They put that on the W-9.
It's a job.
Look, this is what I do.
Yeah, it's a job.
I panhandle and I make $75,000 a year. Here are my taxes on that $75,000.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the government don't give a damn.
Nah, they don't give a shit.
They don't care how you earn that money. As long as you give them their piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell them literally, I really believe this. I believe you can say, man, I made $150,000 selling crack. Here's your portion. Yeah. And hey, you wouldn't see a person at your door. Yeah, you wouldn't see a person at your door. They get their piece. And that's all they ever want, man. That's the same thing with legalizing cigarettes and alcohol. They just want their piece. They give a damn if it's hurting you. They give a damn if it's bad for you. They don't care if it's killing people. That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Do I get a piece?
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me?
Man, boy,
and that's where we get. And that's another
society,
yeah.
That's society's motto, y'all.
Yeah.
What's in it for me?
What the fuck? But see, as black folks, we don't like to look at it like that, man. We don't be looking at it like that. We be on that friendly shit. We be on that turn the cheek, type of shit. We be on that go to heaven, go to hell, Jesus shit.
You gotta be what's in it for me.
Right? And you must be like that.
You gotta be like that.
You must be like that. You must be that way. And we not like that. As a people, bro. As a whole. As a whole. I mean, and that's where shit. That's the skid row.
Can I break it down a little bit more though?
That's the skid row.
Let's break
it's
it down.
A lot of levels.
Let's break it down a little bit though. For the normal, common person, what's in it for me? You are going to work. Most of y'all are going to work for. I'm gonna give it the hot side, $13 an hour. Okay.
Yeah, on average. Yeah,
on average.
Not right,
$13 an hour. That give you roughly right at $112, $120 per day that you make. Okay?
Right.
So now you make $120 before they take any taxes, before you pay any gas, before you bought any lunch, before you've done anything. That's what you make. When you take all those things out, you're probably getting closer to about $65, $70 an hour. I mean, a day. And most people can make $100 to $150 a day on their own without going to a job. And you're going to that job for 8 hours a day, and you're making somebody to the terms of millions of dollars every quarter, every month.
Right. And and if there's nothing wrong with working. And I think a lot of times, we just have to see the business side, of it and take the emotional side out of it. Like for example, I could think back in the day with the same company I was telling you about that, didn't have the checks. Later on, they were bought by another company and kind of cleaned some things up, and they created, just like not created, but they got things in order, and they had a 401k plan. They did some shady shit, and automatically was enrolling people in it unless you said some shit about it. But at the same time, you had a lot of people complaining about the shit. And and I was like, you know what? I'm like, shit, fuck it. I'm like, it's pre-tax money. I'm like, ain't like you gonna see your little contribution, and they wasn't matching, at the time, and I can understand how that could be a deterrent. But I feel like if you're gonna be at a gig, you gotta shit. If they're offering you certain avenues, use them motherfuckers, man. Use them, because when I was fucking with corporate America, I was with a company damn near 20 years, but I had my 401k locked in that motherfucker, for that long. So, when I was able to leave, when I made my exit, I wasn't worried about no damn I really could have made my exit 5 years before I made my exit. You know what I mean? So, I just used it for what it's worth. You know what I mean? And a company doesn't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about your situation. They don't give a shit about, what you going on. The only thing they give a shit about is the bottom line. You know what I mean? The gross margin dollars. If they're making the money. So, if you're gonna work, at a company, you gotta go in thinking, okay, let me be business about this shit. So that means that when they asking, we need X and X volunteers, to come in on Saturday and work overtime. You need to be like, oh, okay, what's in it for me? Besides the fucking overtime.
Real talk. And the other side to what we're saying is that, yeah, if you gotta work,
what the fuck is in it for me?
If you going to work
fuck
every
the
day,
overtime.
If you're going to work every day and you can put aside your 2-3 nickels or whatever you gotta do every payday, do that for your own vision, your own setup, your own business. You have something inside of you that you want to do. Something that means something. Something that would really change your life. But you have no other resources or time to do so. You have to make that a priority. You have to make that part of what you want it to be. You have to positively think about that. Put positive affirmations in the universe. Make that happen and leave that place.
Word.
We're not saying that you don't go to work. You're going to have to do it. At one point or another, you got to go get something.
You got to go get it.
We're saying make that count.
And also, build with your brothers. Build with your brothers. Build with your sisters. 2, 3, 4 times out the week, you should be getting with them. We got technology now, so you can do all kind of, shit to conversate, and hook up. No need to go into all of those avenues, but, you should be building, what the fuck, okay, let's make this happen. Now, motherfucker, okay, you know how to sew, motherfucker, you know how to draw, goddammit. Nigga, you had 30 years management, experience, man. You need to create something. Nigga, you have marketing experience over here. Man, let's create our own, motherfucking business, man, and do the shit how we want to do it. This is how things have to be done. I mean, it has to be, more and more, of that. I mean, you gotta have a plan, have that vision, execute that shit. Cause build with your brothers. Think about all these motherfuckers is making all this money off of us. Right? You look at an athlete. Look at an African athlete, African American athlete, whatever you want to call it. Look how many jobs this one person creates. They ain't fucking jobs for us. You might see some sprinkles, here and there. Think about how many analyst jobs he's creating, how many motherfucking physical therapist jobs, nigga, lawyers, nigga, anchors, all that kind of thing. I'll just off one dude, you know what I mean? And we're not getting anything out of that but the entertainment of watching Cool catch his touchdown or slam the fucking basketball. Because they're not letting him do what he want to do. But I mean, them niggas need to have the balls like my man Kaepernick.
So I'm gonna keep pushing it. So we broken that down. What's in it for me? So let me talk to you about what should be in it for you. Every day you go to work for 8 hours. Your kids go to school for 8 hours. Y'all wake up about 7 in the morning. Y'all get a couple, hours in the morning to get dressed, eat breakfast, whatever. You're out the door by 8. In school by 8, at work by 8. You work and go to school till 5:30, 4 o'clock. They got you there all day. You get home from about 6 to about 9:30, 10 when everybody needs to go to bed and get some rest for the next day to get up and do the same thing over. You got about 4 hours to impart wisdom, debrief, explain things to your family according to how you need it to be, right? So they get 8 hours, you get 4 amongst your whole family. They get 8 specialized hours of your time at work and your kids' time at school. So you have no time to educate them during that time. You have no time to answer any questions about real life things. You have no time to really talk to them about social skills. You have no time to talk to them about manners. You have no time to talk to them about socializing and handling conflict. You have no time to talk to them at all. They got all of it.
In our area, you know, in the inner cities.
That's right.
You go, like I said, you go to the other side of town, they getting that. They getting that in those 8 hours. You know, they getting those interpersonal skills that, you know, that they need. You know, they getting, you know, they touching the different languages and that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, just an overall liberal arts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, they're getting those kind of things, and the shit ain't just about a fucking test.
Oh, I know. And at the end of the day, that's your incentive. That's your incentive to do your own business, to do your own direction. Right. Because at the end of the day, you've got to reel your children back to rear them. Yeah. You've got to take some of that 8 hours back. Somehow, some way, you've got to find a way to take some of them 8 hours back so that you raise your kids your way and not their way.
You know, or identify with the, what the little one is excelling at, and and build off of that. That's another thing we have a issue with, in our community. I mean, like, if we know a genius, in the community, the single household might not have X amount of dollars to get him to this school or this technical school. But if we do some goddamn, some group hustling, some collective saving, right? This family put up $100, this family put up another 100, another 100, 200 here, 500 there. And let's get this goddamn genius to school and have him come on back. Have him come on back and start building our shit.
Yeah.
That's what they do in every other culture. The Mexicans do it.
Right. Me Young,
the Asians do it.
Me Young is proficient in math.
Yeah.
And the whole community is looking forward to her going to college. Because they can't wait for her to come back and handle their finances.
Right.
They can't wait
in the family company.
That's right. Jim or Joshua, his family has been grooming him in the jewelry business all his life. And when he goes to school, he's going to school for alchemy and different things so that he can perfect their jewelry making. They make sure that their community has the resources and the education to do something. Yeah. And we've got to be more proactive to do that. If we expect to do anything about our condition, we can whine all we want. We can talk about what they owe us. We can talk about how they treat us, but none of it will change until we treat us different.
Right. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to do that and start to detox this hate. I mean, and again, it's all a bottled up fear. Whether like, damn, fear that this dude was able to do it, and I'll not be able to do it. Yeah. At this particular time. But what we have to understand, man, is that everybody's not designed out to be everybody's not designed to be a damn leader. You know what I mean? Some of us, are designed to get behind that leader. You get behind that one that has those skills to be able to touch the masses. You know what I mean? And a lot of times that's the problem. Like, everybody want to be the boss, but you give these motherfuckers the position to be the boss and the opportunity, they don't fuck it up and they can't even do it. Nigga, I manage over 400 folks at the maximum of my career. You know what I mean? And you will hear all kinds of folks to tell you, oh, you should do it this way, you should do it that way, or that kind of thing. But when the opportunity presents itself for them to step up to the plate, and lead, they don't want to do the shit. They don't want to deal with it.
Or lack the capacity to do it. Yeah. And that's the big thing. We have to know our strengths. Be confident about those. Know our weaknesses. Be diligent about protecting those. And those things will help us propel ourselves to the next spot. You cannot go anywhere without understanding your weaknesses first. You cannot sustain being anywhere without having strength in numbers. And so at the end of the day, we've got to do more for each other. We've got to do more for one another and for ourselves. We got to make sure we're good. What's in it for me? Ask that every day.
And
ask yourself that of you. What's in it for me? What am I doing for me today?
Word. I mean, and you know, and as a leader, you know, just being, you know, in the workplace at, you know, at a particular time, you know, one thing, a couple things, but one of the main things, you know, I always made sure of was that I made sure I took care of my people. You know what I mean? I made sure I took care of my people. And what do you mean by that? I made sure everybody, you know, knew and understood, you know, the tools they needed, you know, to be successful. Made sure everyone understood how to get this money, you know, how to get that bag. You know, because there were several times and several situations and leaders where, you know, they wouldn't even tell. I mean, you know what? I had a there was a situation at one particular company I was working with, not the same company I was telling you about earlier, but a different company where, you know, I transitioned to this one particular program. And, you know, and after, you know, being there a couple of weeks, you know, waiting to get, you know, the credentials and that kind of thing, you know, they were having, you know, conversations about how fucked up the company was, you know, right? And, you know, at this time, you know, I've been there for a while, and again, you know, I was in a, you know, upper management position, and, you know, and I would tell them, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, you know, it was fucked up, in the lack of better terms, you know, right? It was fucked up at a particular time, but hey, we're doing this, X, Y, Z, we get raises, and they was looking at me like I was saying something foreign that they never heard, and it just amazed me that. And keep in mind, this particular program that I had opportunity to manage is about like 97% us. You know what I mean? You know, and the managers, you know what I mean, was, you know, sisters or what have you, and I was just floored to see so many fucking people that didn't know about, you know, the opportunities to get extra, you know, the raises, didn't know that they were supposed to get raises, wasn't even, you know, getting, you know, fucking raises. So, you know, this shit, you know, it was like a domino effect. You know, it was like,
so it goes on throughout society.
Yeah, but you know, let me tell you, and the thing is that it was, I'm like, how the fuck can this happen, you know, when all of us is managing this shit? You know what I mean? It's nothing but us. So how the fuck can you be a leader and you know these people is not even making any more? I think they was making like $925, $950 or some shit like that. Man, how you in a leadership position and you're not making sure that your motherfucking brothers and sisters are not getting as much money as much as possible legally? Now I'm not talking about no, you know, right, no fuck shit.
No,
so
shit.
Right, so
make
I had
sure they get promoted. When
so
they get
you know, I had motherfuckers getting back pay, you know, and all that kind of thing, man. And I would just go home. I'm like, wow. I'm like, how the fuck is this possible? That this kind of thing is going on for this long.
Fear
with us there.
Fear.
That's just crazy.
They don't want to be outdone by one of those guys.
But it's a sickness, man. But this is just, we're not saying that. Okay, Rock, I'm giving you the upper edge. Look, okay, it's gonna be this position coming up, you know, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, you need to say this, you need to be. It's not like I'm not grooming. This is just shit that you supposed to get right off the muscle. You know what I mean? To sign it up. Yeah, bro. I mean, that shit was crazy, man. So that's what I was saying, man. That shit is like a sickness, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is like a sickness.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about, man. It's a lot to talk about. We're really hoping is that we spark some thought, we spark some conversation. If you've got questions, when we post these different casts and things of that sort, we'll give you ways to reach out to us. You can always reach us on the Facebook page, the Frequency Radio. Just search us out that way. You can find us that way. At the end of the day, man, we just want to open up your minds, man. We're gonna really delve into some of these points, and we're gonna have some open conversation where you can dial in or type in and talk with us, and hopefully at the end of the day we'll come together and be stronger as a people, and we'll show these naysayers, these people who believe that we don't have that capacity in us, or they think that they've done enough to keep us from doing it, that they're wrong, that they're absolutely wrong, and we plan to prove that.
Right. So we definitely want to hear from you. You know, holler at us in the chat. You know, let us know what you think. Give us some thumbs up. Again, the Frequency Radio. We'll also have a YouTube page coming up here pretty soon, and we'll let you guys know what's happening with that.
Comment on the post, man. Like it, do all that kind of stuff, man. The more we network with each other, the more we reach out, co-op with each other, the stronger we are.
Right.
It's just that simple. So it don't take you but a second to like a post if it sparks something for you. You know what I mean? It don't take you a second to make a comment if you have something on a point that we made. It's always good to hear from our family. It's always good to hear from people with a different point of view, whether it's agreeing with us or not. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, holler at us. You know what I mean? We're gonna get the fuck up out of your hair. And remember, angry get shit done, motherfucker.
Real.